What's up, book nerds? We have Mickey 7 and Antimatter Blues, both books by Edward Ashton. Mickey 7 is the first book, Antimatter Blues second in this series. I don't think there'll be any more, but as far as I know, really cool story. There's a reason I'm doing both at the same time, mainly because I did them back to back and they were quick. Um, but before I get to that, if you like anything that I do, hit me a follow, hit me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. But let's get to and let's get this book review. So hardcovers are actually really fucking cool looking. Mickey 7 anti very blue, and spacey. But yeah, I'll start with Mickey 7. Mickey 7 is the first part of the story, which is not they're both not very long stories. But basically, it's the future. There's expeditions out to planets. The Earth is no longer the prime planet. It's a place called Midgar, and like they find this planet that they go to try to terraform and make a colony. They call it Niflheim, which is an ice planet. Go figure, right? Which turns into being flushed later on, actually in the second book. But so they have all these people that volunteer, right? But they also have the ability to clone people and upload their memories. So they needed an expendable, which they called it, and they usually conscripted like murderers or like someone that's in jail or someone that doesn't really have a choice to do it. Mickey volunteers for it. He gets himself in a little bit of trouble with some. He made a bet against his friend because he didn't think his friend would this thing that's basically pickleball. Uh, there's a whole story behind that, but like he bets against him and he doesn't have the money and like he's fucked and decides to leave the planet, which his friend happens to be a pilot on this mission for. So, uh, Mickey is he's not dumb, but he's not smart, right? He's just an average guy just floating through. Uh, and so he goes on this mission. When you meet him, he's on Mickey 7, on the seventh iteration of himself. Uh, and he's died in some really interesting ways. Radiation. They like the first four iterations, like they get to planet and they find like these diseases or things, and they're like, well, let's see how this will affect the human body, and they put him in a chamber, and like one created a parasite that started eating his brain, uh, and turned into worms, and so like, and they kept him hooked up to the machine to upload his memory, so like he remembers dying like that. Unfortunately, there's a couple like handful of times he dies, and like he remembers it. Generally, like when he die, he has to be told about it. Like if it's like out of blue nowhere. But they send these obviously they send these uh wow, I just lost it. Expendable people do shit that they're like, okay, this is probably more than likely a suicide mission, or like someone will probably die. Just send him. We'll just print out a fucking new one. He's supposed to upload like every so often, so he has memories. And well, one time he gets fucked up. His buddy leaves him for dead. He actually ends up making it back. He gets back to his bunk. Mickey 8's there. Shenanigans and it's a goof. He's a goofy character. This is a goofy story. Uh, this book feels like one act, and it would be the first act. Both of these, I think this should be one book. Uh, book two feels like act two and three because nothing really important happens in book one. It's just a goofy story of him trying to hide it, his girlfriend finding out. There's like a weird threesome that they don't go into detail about, thankfully, but it's a funny thing. Um, other people finding out. You find out like why there's not allowed to be multiples because of this fucking like eccentric rich kid who's also like the super genius, like took over a planet and like it's crazy. There's cool. He does a good job at quickly mentioning like the lore of his work of story, right? Like why is there Midgar? Why is Earth no longer a thing? It kind of is, but it isn't. Like why are they searching out these planets? He does a very good. Edward does a very good job at telling you backstory very quickly and concisely, and it makes sense. So basically, there's shenanigans. The commander of this mission, is part of a religion that thinks expendables are like demons and fight against God and shit. And then a handful of women that are on this expedition who also believe that religion are called ghost chasers, and they want to do freaky shit with them. It's like some weird fetish thing. Thankfully, there's not a lot of fucking sexiness shit in here. It's just implied, not even heavily. It's like, okay, it's a real thing. Like, so thank you, Edward, for that. Like, because even reading sexy time shit like bothers me. I know I've read a few spicy books. First one was okay, but like, not my bag. But so basically, they work out, and there's like obviously aliens that they think are bad, and they go to destroy them, and Mickey like ends up making a like pull some strings and like is sneaky and like he actually ends up saving his ass um in the end. And that like it all is like goofy high stakes here for a couple minutes, and then it's Peter, it's bookends, right? And then we get into Antimatter Blues, where he he shows his girlfriend, like, it's 2 years later, I believe. The world thaws out. It's no longer an ice block. They're still on the high alert from things they call creepers, which Mickey ends up communicating with them, and that's one of the things he tells like the commander, like, who wants to constantly kill him. Like, I have contact with them. I'm a diplomat. I'm what's keeping them from me. I'm the one who's keeping them from killing us. Blah blah blah. Because him and eight dies. They're supposed to deliver these like bombs, and he said that he gave one of them to the creepers, and that's how he's staying alive, and he's keeping the head of this expedition on traps. Well, some shit happens. He brings one back. They try to put it back into the energy core that which powers all their shit. It fucks that up, and he's like, "I need the other one. You need to go get back from the creepers." Turns out he never gave it to the creepers. He hid it. They go to. There's a bunch of like discussion. He's like, "Well, if I get it, he's gonna kill me anyway." Blah blah blah. They go to find it, and it's gone. They go to the creepers. Well, they think the marshal has it or whatever. He doesn't have it. Uh, they go to creepers. The creepers don't have it. The creepers found it and then gave it to another species, uh, which turns out to be like this weird hive mind fungus thing. And there's like creatures in between. There's like some cool like action moments with other creatures and them fighting them off. And it's just it it's really cool. This would have been a lot cooler if it was all just one fucking book. Story really cool. It was entertaining. It was goofy. It was fun. Gets hits you a little bit in the feels, not too much. So when I read the first book, I did like review of it, and I believe I gave it a 3.5. Uh, Antimatter Blues, I'll give a 4. But all together, like as an entire story, like it's right. So, really good story. I'm gonna watch the movie because Robert Pattinson in it. But yeah, always get hardcovers, people. Good story. I just think it could have just been one book, not fucking two, because the like Mickey Seven just feels like a one act, not broken up into three. So yeah, go get this book. It is good, or books. Just read them back to back, because if you, I don't see why you wouldn't. So yeah, all right, go read, nerds. All right, love you. Bye.